Hey y'all, it's Nim or Nimicry if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today, we're going to be going over Wayfinder, Call of the Void. It's the first in-game event, along with some patch notes, because bugs have been fixed. And I'm ready to experience that, because again, in early access, I do expect some bugs. And let me tell you, there was a lot of DCing early in this game's life. There was a lot of connection issues early in this game's life, but they've addressed those concerns, they've fixed it, it's looking great. So let's go over this. You guys tell me what you think at the end of the video, or during the video, or whenever you feel like it. Anyways, let's continue. So Call of the Void is available now. First live event, new quests, new weapon, and more. We're well into the Founder Season 1, and it's time for some new content along with quality of life updates. Our first mid-season update, Call of the Void, is now live. Starting October 10th, we're bringing out our first ever live event to Wayfinder. It's a limited time event available only for a few weeks that you don't want to miss. Now, again, a lot of games do limited time events. World of Warcraft does limited time events. Final Fantasy XIV does limited time events. Call of Duty does limited time events. Every game does limited time events. Why? Because they want you to feel like you're going to miss out on something, and then you get in and you play and you play and you play, and as you're playing, you're exposed to the in-game economy, and hey, who knows, maybe you whip out the wallet, whip out the credit card, pay some money. That's their goal. Now, interestingly enough, because this is still in early access, every player who is going to be able to access this content has at least paid for the Initiate Pack, so 20 bucks. 20 US, I'm sure there's conversion rates wherever, but it was about 20 bucks. So that's something there. But I give Wayfinder a little bit more of a pass on stuff like that, just because of the fact that their reward towers don't expire. So if you bought them, you can work on them from day one till the end of service. So there's the trailer. We'll skip the trailer, let you guys watch that on your own. Prepare for battle by wielding the powerful new Juggernaut, a two-handed breaker weapon. Take on 2 new quests and come face-to-face with formidable foes, including the Talon of Fire and a new boss, Bloodborne. Plus, receive a special Gloom Dagger skin, Dawning Hope, for completing the event while it's active. Anyone can join the event, regardless of your level. And it says experience, Wayfinder there. So I've already beaten the Talon of Fire. It's a boss that's already in the game. It just was very high level and hard to get, unless it's the Talon of Fire, which is, I don't know, I'd have to look at my achievements, but I've already got that. I've got most of the achievements in Wayfinder. The only ones I don't have are the leveling each character, because the disparity between characters I like and characters I don't is massive. There was a community live stream, not really worried about that. Let's take a look at this gameplay stuff, because this is the meat and butter. This is what I see. Listen, you cannot like a game, but if a game doesn't function, the people that like your game, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So these patches are great. So here we go. Talon of Pyre now spawns every 2 hours, down from every 4. Excellent change. Fixed an issue with Silo's rank 3 firebomb, causing server crashes. Boy, that's an excellent change. Fixed an issue with Riven to be instantly killed in certain parts of the arena. You know, they look less player-friendly, but also less exploity. I'm okay with that. Fixed an issue causing players to be kicked from the game when looting gold piles in certain scenarios. Absolutely, because nothing irritates people more. It's like, all right, I'm doing the thing, I'm playing this stuff. Disconnected. Disconnected. Okay, log in, do the thing. Now I got to go back to that. And if it's an intermittent disconnection bug where, okay, I don't know if it's going to always trigger, then I don't know how to account for it. I can't play around that as a player, even if I'm thinking with a troubleshooting mindset. Fixed an issue where player loadouts would sometimes be different than what they launched the activity with. Yeah, that's really important. Boy, that's important, because like, I like Radiant Dawn. It's one of my favorite weapons. If I'm not using Radiant Dawn as Wingrave, I'm concerned, because there goes a lot of my power. Fixed an issue causing mastery perks to deactivate after traveling. Yeah, that's really big too, because I want to do more damage, because that's the name of the game in the world. Fixed the issue with Heroic Kyros' arcane focus staying on an enemy indefinitely. Yeah, that's definitely a bug. It's not, even though it's probably good for us as players, that's not how it's intended. And okay, that's not a nerf, that's a fix. Fixed an issue where Kyros' arcane focus visual effect would not apply to all enemies hit by the ability. That is important, because arcane focus, they take more damage. I want to know who to hit to do more damage. I need that. Fixed an issue where some weapons could continue to generate resources during their active abilities. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I like that, because I think, like, so you know, using the Radiant Dawn, my shield expands, my sword glows, and I could build up resources while using that. I mean, it doesn't make sense not to be able to use it, but I guess for balance purposes, they're like, well, we don't want people to be constantly able to spam for momentum, because the momentum generates very quickly with heavy weapons, as we saw in the melee weapons video, which, as I have on the channel, you can take a look at that. Let's see. Fixed an issue where players could loot drill fuel too early and get stuck in the evacuation unit event. Yeah, you don't want players to get stuck, because then they have to quit, then they have to give up what they earned and potential rewards, and that feels bad. Lower the hobgoblin's outgoing damage. I'll tell you, on toxic, and especially double flora, hobgoblins hurt a lot. They hurt a lot. Or pyro, like the solar imbuements, those hurt a lot. Fix the toxic imbuement dot being permanently stuck on a player even after death. Yeah, you needed to fix that. There's not enough healing to be able to compensate that. Now, some people say, well, Nim, if you just dodge and you don't get it, okay, sure. If you're perfect, fine. I'm not a perfect player. I do like to play as Windgrave because Windgrave can heal. I do like to play as Venomous because Venomous can heal. Those, even if they have lower damage caps, I still like that. And the reason I like that is because it lets me overcome an occasional mistake without having to dip into very limited consumables that are only refilled upon death or hitting a fountain. The toxic imbuement can no longer pierce invincibility. Oh my god, yes. Because what's the point of being invincible if I can still be poisoned, right? What's the point? What they need to do is they need to make Windgrave's invincibility cleanse. They need to make it cleanse as well. So that way, because, I'll do that. We'll be fighting something, and I'll see it up, and be like, oh yeah, cool, get behind me. And it's just big healing circle with shields and everything, and it's great. And I have 3 points in that skill because it's awesome. And it literally is like, it turns the tide. The amount of times I've used that on a character that's dead, so I can just, without worrying about it, just revive, and everybody gets healed, and everybody gets saved, is pretty amazing. Players can no longer avoid Commander Creed's enrage phase damage by standing in the corners of the arena. Look, that needed to happen. I remember Commander Creed, the Archon Commander. He is rough. If you do not do enough damage, he will instantly wipe you. Starting off in the game, that was a problem. Eventually, people got good, and we were able to beat him. That was the first wall that I hit. Added a warning indicator to Commander Creed's Blade Geyser. Yeah, that came out a little fast. I think that's really good. Fixed an issue with Silo's Protoclone Rank 2 not working with rune cannons. Yeah, Silo's a ranged character, and I use a rune cannon with Silo. I think that's important. Silo's Strategic Charge Affinity perk should now increase ultimate charge gain. Oh, nice. The first should now teleport more often as intended. Okay. I mean, I did think the first was an interesting fight. I've only fought her a couple of times, but it was an interesting fight. Critical Force Mastery should now properly increase crit chance. That's important, because if that scaling is off, then the points that I put in are essentially worth less. But that's good. Good to see that. Fixed an issue with Night Maws burrowing, not returning to the area. Or the arena. Okay, yeah, it's good. I mean, you need to kill them if they're going to lock you in combat. Fixed multiple issues where imbuement effects would not reset after a hunt wipe. Yeah, that's an interesting... Now, when they say imbuement effects not resetting... that's interesting. Like, does that mean that, like, if I killed a bunch of toxic mushrooms, those toxic mushrooms are back? That's, examples are important here. Now, maybe they're talking about player effects, like, oh, hey, I'm still burning, or I'm still toxic, or I'm still whatever. Because I've come back from death and still been toxic, and still been on fire. Here we go. Fixed an issue where the player would get stuck in a blocking state with two-handed weapons. Oh, I had that happen with the shield. Where I for a long time I couldn't walk, I couldn't die, I could barely walk. I was moving a lot slower, and I was stuck in my shield. Trickster event should now deplete the intended amount of keys. Perfect. So that means that there were more keys being taken than desired. And while they're not hard to get, they aren't super easy either. The Gloom Rot debuff should no longer persist indefinitely. Perfect. Harvest, Moonlight, and Shadow abilities should now properly have stagger protection. Poise is so good. Listen, I hated being able to be knocked out of my out of abilities, and that is excellent. Fixed an issue with Epitaph's Arcane Harvest getting canceled by Wayfinder abilities. The Ninth Herald's vacuum attack should no longer launch players in an unintended way. Perfect. Fixed an issue where visuals of debuff would apply to the player if it hit during an invulnerability window. Perfect, because again, if I'm invulnerable, nothing. I just for that time, I do not worry about this. We're all in timeout. or you're in timeout and I can still hit you and I heal and get a damage bonus and a shield. Fixed is some unintended interactions between Shadow Spawn and Corpse Bloom mutators in the Grand Deceiver Mars Hunt. I need to work with mutators. I don't know how to unlock those yet, and that would be kind of cool. Players should now be able to break the eggs spawned by Frost Hunters in Reaver's Wood. Remove the large bomb outcome from the treasure hunt mounds in Highlands. Titan's Bane Molten Cleave should no longer abruptly end after jumping or dodging. Trickster bombs from chests should now show a ground warning before exploding. I feel like they did at one point, but okay, because like the circle fills up and then you get out. But that's something. Fixed an issue where Windgrave's melee combos with two-handed weapons would start over after using a Righteous Strike. Okay, useful, because you want to build up those combos to get things going, so you have to build up momentum. The Trickster's Chest event will no longer spawn. Other Trickster games, including a new one, will spawn in any biome. Silo's Rank 2 oil bomb should now function correctly. Perfect. Fixed an issue causing Soulbound chests to award only one Gloom Shard. I remember that. Gloomstone Shard, I remember that. I thought that was kind of like, great, one shard. Okay. Fixed the leveling issue causing some loot from machinery events in the mines to land in unreachable spaces. Perfect. And again, just have the loot come to the player, or give the player a key to like vacuum up loot or call loot. So when we have our quests. Adjusted the Tangled Webs quest to credit players outside of the immediate range when a crystal is destroyed. Reduce the objective requirement to 1. Okay, simple enough. Updated Project Revenge to count Goblin Icarites to the objective. Alright. Love After Gloomfall should now display HUD markers in the correct locations. Sure, I did Love After Gloomfall already, but that's fine. Inventory. Fixed an issue where players couldn't equip Wayfinders or weapons with identical Rush Echoes equipped in other setups. Rush Echoes should now decrease in cost when empowered by Echo Fusion. Yes! Okay, so Rush Echoes are like boss ability echoes. And there was no real reason to upgrade them. I mean, I upgraded them for the achievement, because there was an achievement like, you do Echo Fusion 100 times, so I just upgraded what I was using, and that made sense. But that's really important, because some of those abilities are insane. You know, like, oh, I got hit, so here's 25% of my health is damage. Bam! Or, you know, here's a 2-minute shield. Or here's, you know, the first. For the next 10 seconds, you know, we've got, you know, a massive stat increase. Fixed an issue where the icons for Wayfinders were incorrect when opening the character menu. Fixed an issue where sometimes the cost reduction for equipping echoes in a matching slot would not apply. That is so important, because this game is all about how much can I eke out, and how much can I grind, and I need to get a crit and resilience echo, and it needs to be a balance type. And so once it's a balance type, it's like, okay, it's great. And if it's not applying the reduction, then again, what's the point? These are great fixes. Not even changes, these are fixes. Fixed an issue where basic housing item set was granting incorrect items. Sure. Fixed a visual bug causing affinity perks to unlock at level 4 and 14 instead of 5 and 15. Again, sure, that's a visual bug. You know, you want to make sure that you have that. Then, of course, miscellaneous. Fixed the flickering VFX visual effects from Titan's Bane and Radiant Dawn weapons in the Gloom Sphere UI menu. Adjusted holster positions on some rifle skins to be better positioned on the Wayfinder. Fixed an issue to a mouse cursor would appear during load screens. Fixed an issue where party chat was not available for all members. Yeah, that was a rough one when I was trying to coordinate some of the stuff with Greymorn, where there's a quest where you first have to let a sacrifice prevent a sacrifice, and then you have to let a sacrifice succeed. And trying to work that out, sometimes I could work, sometimes it wouldn't. So that was something there. And luckily, when I would see in chat if someone was like, "Hey, we're trying to let this fail," oh, okay, sure, I'll let you sacrifice it. I'll just roll around and not fight the things. Then, of course, let's see, where without party members. Fixed an issue where some achievements will unlock without meeting the requirements. I mean, that's important. Fixed an issue causing trophies not to unlock after meeting criteria. That is important, because of the fact that players, they see, hey, you know, I gained 100k echoes. Where is my, or 100k memory fragments? Where's my achievement? That's an achievement. I want the Deja Vu achievement. Or, you know, I hit 30 on Windgrave. Where's my achievement? That is going to make people more upset than achievements unlocking without requirements. And, you know, it's because people don't like things taken away from them. Or they feel like, well, I earned this, why do I not have it? Fixed an issue where keyboard icons weren't displaying in the duplicate binding warnings. Fixed an issue causing character models to become invisible. Perfect. Fixed Kyros Revenant Persona shop preview. Sure. The reward tower now displays the current battle pass level in the reward tower. The lock-on indicator should now appear on all hunt bosses. And yeah, I mean, the lock-on indicator, I'd click and it would, because I play with the controller, and it would like zoom the camera in, but also this. And of course, known issues. Some quest text might refer to Bloodborne as drill machine or drill bug, and at times the waypoint marker for Call of the Void can become stuck on screen. So those are all the changes that are going on right now in Call of the Void. A limited time for the next few weeks going on. I'm honestly really, really excited for it. I think it's going to be dope. So just tell me what you guys think down below. You know, these are a lot of good changes. A lot of good changes. And I'm excited to see what keeps going on here, because this is put out by the same company that did Warframe, and Warframe really likes its community. So I think Wayfinder is going to be great. Anyways, that was my opinions. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, subscribe, comment below, do all the things that YouTube says. Hey, let's do that. I'm bad at pushing them. And may the thing that you're farming drop on the first instance of you running the content. See you in the next video.